two types of interest for the most part in this country. There's simple and compounding. Simple is what most of the banks or credit unions pay in our country. For example, if you were to bring $1,000 deposit, put it into your bank, and let's just, for the sake of this conversation, say they pay a 5% annual simple interest. And so 5% of $1,000 is $50. And simple interest is when they pay you interest only on the amount of money that you deposit into the bank. And so you could keep that $1,000 in your bank for 20 years, and 20 different times they're going to send you a $50 check. And that's simple interest. But if they were to start compounding your interest, let's just say annually, well, the interest, and people refer to it as the magical power. I saw a slide one time that refers to Albert Einstein as saying it's the eighth wonder of the world. Those that get it, all right, they receive it. Those that don't, they pay it. But with compounding interest, not only are you receiving the interest payment on the principal that you put in, but also on any previous interest that you have been paid or received in a prior period. So for example, let's just say at the end of, let's just say starting the second year in this illustration, we would start annually compounding the interest. Well, the first year you would still get $50, but you leave it in the bank. So now we have $1,050, and we're going to pay you 5% on that the second year. That's $52.50. Well, we add it to your pile, you leave it in the bank, and now we're starting the third year with $1,102.50, right? And we're going to pay 5% on that. That's $55. We add it to the pile. The next year you get $58. We add it to your pile. The next year 61 and 64 and 67. And that's really how compounding growth, and generally people will say, hey, where can I get that compounding interest? Well, unfortunately, actual compounding interest that you can find is minuscule. The banks aren't going to pay you anything. But the compounding growth model explains how investments work in our country. And so that's why it's so important that we start saving money so that we can start investing some money so that we can enjoy the benefit of that compounding growth over time. And it's because of that compounding growth that you can pursue a career or a passion in a field that doesn't necessarily make a ton of money and have really a hope or a chance of finishing well and having plenty of money. But that compounding growth, I mean, it's amazing. And the thing that, a lot of the people that might see this podcast have over us, Steve, is that if they're 25 years of age, they've got a lot more time ahead of them.
Yeah.
And so, we don't have that benefit, unfortunately. And so that's the advantage. And the earlier you start and you understand this, actually the less money you have to save.